Alright, so how many of you here today are familiar with the game of soccer? How many of you think I'm an idiot for asking that question right now? Well, a good amount. Well, most of us know it's one of those popular sports around the globe, you know, plays from alleys in Brazil to pitches on Europe to America, Australia. It's all around the world. It's a great game. And I'm sure a lot of you are also familiar with AIDS. The HIV virus, you know, it's pretty devastating and causes a lot of harm to a lot of people around the world. And you're probably wondering why I brought up two completely separate topics, but this is what my charity is about. Grassroots Soccer is an organization that tries to educate impoverished people in Africa and third world countries about the effects of HIV and AIDS, mainly young people. Now, I've done a lot of research on the organization, looked at a bunch of websites, read some articles, so I know some stuff about it, but let's get into what we're going to talk about today. First, we'll look at the history of the organization, where it came from, who started it, all that good stuff. Then we'll go into the money, like where they get their funding from, what they spend it on, all that. Then we'll look at the methods, how they use soccer to educate the people, and we will not look into the future today. That will be a later future. Sorry. Anyways. Alright. Start with Tommy Clark. He was a professional soccer player in Zimbabwe, and when he was in Zimbabwe, he witnessed just the devastation that HIV can have on a community. I mean, these are small villages with not like really the richest people, not the best well off, so you know, when something like that happens, it can spread, and it's really not the best type of deal. But he did have an idea when he was there. He had the idea to start an organization that was interactive with children, a soccer-themed HIV prevention curriculum, use education through soccer to teach kids about how to stop HIV. So he had a great idea, but never really knew what to do with it. Enter Ethan Zahn. Some of you might know him if you watch reality TV. In 2002, he actually won Survivor Africa. And then he used a good portion of his funds and his publicity and his time on TV to support the grassroots soccer organization. And now, so that was in 2003 when this organization got started. And then according to a 2012 article on grassrootsoccer.com, after a positive independent study, they received a 3-year grant from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in 2005. So that also furthered them along the way and helped them gain some money. Now we'll go a little deeper to the money organization. The revenue they earned, the revenue in 2012 was, or 2013 was a little under $8 million, according to charitynavigator.org. And their expenses were a little under $6 million. Now you're probably thinking, well, that's a big difference. That's $2 million accounted for, 25% of the total money, where's it going? But charitynavigator.org also rates it 62.18 out of 70 financially, and 70 out of 70 on transparency and accountability. So you can tell that these are good people, they know what they're talking about, and your money is going to a good cause. It's solid. Sponsorships, they've actually attracted a good number of major sponsors: Nike, Barclays, the Elton John's AIDS Foundation, and also the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And then also, according to a 2010 USA article by Nicole Arbach, it was revealed that in 2010, during the World Cup in South Africa, which is one of the major areas where they do their work, they were one of the major charitable organizations that FIFA, the International Soccer Federation, sponsored. So that was also pretty big for them too, coming up and running. So now we know the money, we know their history. Let's talk about what they actually do for the kids. Methods. Skills. Skills is pretty much what they call their basic curriculum for all their stuff. It's just and they have different subcategories, talking about those in the curriculum. The skills talk about building basic life skills for the youngsters and giving them to teach them life skills about healthy behaviors and how to avoid risk, more or less. And they do this through interactive activities and discussions. Now, creating connections, where they create connections between AIDS, education, and soccer. So when they went the events they would do, they had 45-minute sessions on the soccer field. One of the games from here, the younger kids, 10 to 12, they would have them all dribble soccer ball around on the field. There's a bunch of cones out, and then if a kid hits a cone, he has to do 3 push-ups. But then if the kid hits it again, everyone has to do 3 push-ups. So it's just when one person makes a bad choice, then everyone in the community is affected by it. So it kind of shows them that this is not a good thing to do. And different types of curriculums, for different types of kids, so based on age, gender, it goes from about 10 to 18 years old, boys and girls. They're starting this new thing for girls, start Skills Street, more focusing on them and let them do their thing. There's a Skills holiday thing where they go away for 3-4 days and go somewhere. So it's all about different stuff. Then get the kids involved, just educate them about AIDS, and maybe play some soccer and have some fun. My favorite thing about the organization is the community involvement. These are kids that it's mainly focused in South Africa, Zimbabwe, countries like that aren't the best. These kids only have a lot of people to look up to. So they use the only role models they have in the community, which are the professional soccer players there. All these kids look up to them, they see them all the time, they really like that. So then they'll teach these pro soccer players really want the kids to learn, and the pros will go out there with the kids, have fun with them, and then get some good education, and kids really listen to that, when there's someone to look up to talking about it. So we know what they do, we know what they're about. to wrap it up. Alright, so today we discussed grassroots soccer, what the organization is, how it's using soccer to help impoverished countries help their kids learn more about HIV and AIDS. It's come a long way in 10 years, but they got a really bright future. I think the biggest thing to take away from it is like the innovation that they have to use soccer as a tool for AIDS. I think it's a really bright thing. I hope other things will come along like it. Thank you.